medically problematic. I need such a glass of wine.
On board this aircraft, there are 6 emergency exits.
Hello, everybody. This is Ron, your captain speaking. We are currently 30,000 feet in the air, and we haven't even left the airport. We just lit the joint. Just kidding, a little pilot humor there. We like to have fun. Our destination today is Casablanca, Morocco. So everyone, sit back, fasten your seatbelts, and prepare for takeoff. We will be arriving in 6 hours and 58 minutes, so sit back and enjoy the ride. Okay.
Hell yeah, I like to travel. I like to travel, but I don't got a plan. Catch me rolling through your city, yeah. Got my toes in the sand.
I think I got some wanderlust, but I don't give a damn. Touching down on the asphalt, passport stamps, don't know when all ends.
7-Footers gang, what is up? Jarod and Jenna here.
We are here, special episode edition today.
I have to admit, Jarod, this is my favorite episode of
the calendar year.
Yes, on anything that we do. First of all, I'm a big Christmas person, big holiday person, and it's amazing that I can actually sit in front of my TV all day and night and witness some of the most exciting marquee matchups of the year.
Christmas is obviously a wonderful time to spend with family, friends, and, drink and be merry and be thankful and appreciative for all the blessings you have in your life. For the NBA fan, it's like double the fun, right?
Oh,
because
yeah.
we get all that. Plus, we have 5 games that are like matchups that we can't wait for, and we're so exciting.
Exactly. Get the red wine flowing, get the food ready.
And for the casual fan, Jenna, this is Christmas Day is also the day that they're like, oh, the NBA is happening.
Exactly.
Like we know.
They know.
Like we know because we've
Yeah.
been in it since the summer and when the season starts. But for the casual fan, it's like, oh, NBA basketball is back.
Exactly. It is back. And as you guys probably know from our rant just now, this is our special, our Christmas Day special, where we go over a little bit of news, but most of this episode will entail the Christmas Day game preview. We're going to tell you guys the key matchups. We're going to give you guys a little interesting tidbit of our own, which why we're excited, and
Right.
ultimately our predictions.
Yes, indeed.
So-
Wait, speaking of predictions, I believe I won last year, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I went.
Oh, geez. He's
I
still
believe
holding
I
on to this.
went 3-2 last year.
You did. Okay, you did. Now that I'm more mature, because as our listeners don't know, I'm an aunt now.
Yeah. Well, no, our listeners do know that because in one of the episodes that you couldn't make, we shouted you out because you were the episode with Joe Sway from CLNS.
Yes.
Because you were in Pennsylvania with your family.
I appreciate that.
We shouted that out. We said, yes, you are a new aunt.
I appreciate
Or aunt,
that, guys.
actually, as an ant isn't actually an insect.
I know.
You are an aunt.
I'm the worst. I am the worst. But yes, I am, guys. My brother had a child. She's adorable, and she's a little girl. So get ready for her Jordan collection that I'm about to debut.
Well, you already got her a pair of Jordans, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I'm on I think my 3rd or 4th right now. I think I'm on my 10th Nike onesie. It's really insane. She's decked out. I will never let her not look cute. Athleisure will be her middle name. So enough about my little niece, but don't worry, maybe I'll do a separate pod on it. But let's get into some of the headlines that we have to touch upon this week. Although this is our Christmas Day episode, we have to bring down the mood a little bit with a few things because we need to keep you guys in the know, first of all. So let's start off with former NBA Commissioner David Stern. He was admitted to New York City Hospital after suffering a brain hemorrhage recently, the league announced. And we're just sending our thoughts and prayers to him. He underwent emergency surgery, and the league has backed him and, his family. And so we're just, sending all of the good thoughts and prayers to him.
Good vibes, thoughts, and prayers to David Stern. David Stern, obviously Commissioner Emeritus. He ushered in sort of this version of the NBA that we're all witnessing right now.
And a lot of people forget that because now Adam is doing such a great job, but it was started with David Stern.
David Stern started all of this back in the 80s and really changed the way in which this league is seen and really was a major driving force in the globalization of the game and why basketball is the second most popular sport in the world behind soccer. He presided over the NBA during many, many high moments, some low moments as well, just because that's the nature of life and sport. But David Stern, in the history of the NBA, obviously, arguably, possibly its greatest commissioner. And Adam Silver actually was his right-hand man for much of his tenure, particularly in the latter stages of his tenure. So our thoughts and prayers out to the Stern family, wishing him a speedy recovery.
Absolutely, and that is the latest that we know.
Yep.
There haven't been any updates.
Nope.
So moving on here quick, Derek Favors returns to the Pelicans after his mother's unfortunate death. And, wishing him all the best as well, him and his family. I mean, it's very hard for these players when these type of life events happen and, they have to take time away respectively, and he did, and now he's back.
Yep.
So, he'll be a nice addition to the Pelicans on Christmas Day.
Absolutely. It was interesting because I did an interview with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson last month, and Matt talked about when he and Steven were playing together on the Warriors, how Steven was instrumental in him getting through when his mother died. And and the big thing Matt talked about was, people and fans don't understand how difficult it is to come to a job where your literal job is performance, right? Like that, your job is to perform.
That is it,
When you're going
most
through these kinds of things in your life, and how Stack was really instrumental in just helping him get through the day to day, right? Because we all grieve and go through different things, go through things differently. And so, obviously happy that Derek Favors is back for the Pelicans. It was particularly tough for him because, his mom passed just before Thanksgiving. And,
it's hard.
It's regardless of whatever, you only have one mother, right? So, I mean, you can understand that and you can empathize. And again, happy that Derek is, moving through his grief and that he's back doing what he enjoys doing.
And a lot of these players, too, I think, the casual fan may forget as well, is that, they're 30,000 feet in the air sometimes when they receive this news, traveling, coming back from game to game, on the road. And these players are very selfless. They need to be there for their teams, and they know that. So they don't really take as much time as the average accountant, doctor, teacher, journalist would for these things. Yeah. So again, sending them all the love and prayers. And on another sad note as well, we've spoken about this previously. John Wall's mother, Frances Pooley, I hope I'm not pronouncing that wrong. She has passed of cancer at the age of 58. She's been battling for quite some time. John, as we previously noted on this podcast, is very close with his mother. She has been there every step of the way for him within his career and obviously life. The Washington Wizards released a nice post on Instagram sending thoughts and prayers to the family, and she will forever be a part of the DC family, they said. And, John posted a tribute after with photos of him and her sharing sweet moments of, in DC at the game. So, again, sending him our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, a lot of his fellow players and ex-players have also been out on Instagram and Twitter, just, sending him support and obviously talking to him via text as well. This is just a reminder, an unfortunate reminder that life still goes on, like in the midst of whatever you think goes on in the life of a superstar athlete or a famous, rich athlete. Like those things don't insulate them from the problems that everybody else faces, right?
Yeah.
So again, thoughts and prayers out to John Wall and his family.
Yes, absolutely. And, on a last note there, too, he recently, reported that he had a son, and I'm glad that she got to meet him before everything. So moving on from the top headlines, I hope we didn't bring you guys down too much of a too somber note.
Right.
But, again, thoughts and prayers to all of the above that we just spoke about. And let's move on to our exciting Christmas Day games preview.
Indeed.
Again, my favorite day of the year for the association and just life
in general, right?
Family. So let's kick things off here. This is one of my favorite matchups of Christmas Day. The Boston Celtics at the Toronto Raptors. This is going to be a great key matchup. I'm very, very excited for this one. Do you want me to start off here with my?
What are you thinking?
Okay, first of all, I am very excited for this because both teams have been contending extremely well. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this matchup. I mean, we have the defending champs who earned their spot on Christmas Day. Let's just note that. Kudos to them. And I really think it's going to be exciting to see. I think it's going to be closer than we think. Kemba Walker is on fire right now. And the Toronto Raptors, I think I said this last week, they're surprising me a lot. I thought they were going to be very lackluster without Kawhi, who carried them through pretty much everything.
Right.
But, we have people showing out there. I mean, we talk about the young core on that team as well, too, as well as the veteran presence of Kyle Lowry.
Yep.
I think it's going to be very close. I think in the end it's going to be Boston that pulls out the win, though. I really do. So I think we're going to have to wait and see, but it'll be a close one. But I have the Boston Celtics winning this.
So you're going Boston.
I am.
So what's interesting for me about this is the Raptors and Celtics are so close right now in the standings, right? I mean, they're both playing excellent basketball. You would look at them from a team standpoint and say Boston is the more complete team, right? With Kemba, with Tatum, with Jaylen Brown, with Gordon Hayward, who's back now, Daniel Tice. Now, their front court situation, as well as with Enes Kanter. Their front court situation
who's also been showing out.
Might be a little suspect, right? That's where you might be like, we're not really sure what's going on with their front court. Marcus Smart is out with injury still, so that could be an area to look at. What I'm looking for is matchup-wise, individually, what are they going to do with Boston beating defensively against Pascal Siakam? Are they going to go with Jaylen Brown? Are they going to go with Jason Tatum? They're going to do a combination of the two. We're going to see some Daniel Tice on him, maybe. Who knows?
Hey.
I'm very curious just to see how Pascal deals with, particularly how Brad is going to, design to take him out of the offense. And what will Marc Gasol be able to do from the center position to help facilitate some of that offense, pass out of the post, etc. And really, who else on Toronto is going to step up? OG Anunoby has been playing well. Fred VanVleet's been playing well. But, Kyle Lowry, that's someone that we're looking at who, we always talk about. Kyle, if you look at the box score, that's not going to tell you whether he had a good game or not.
No.
And often, actually, if you look at the box score, you think he had a terrible game. Because you'll look and go, oh, my God, this guy missed like 12 shots. But
it's the key things on defense.
It's the other things he does on defense and the assists and how he helps facilitate the offense. However, in this offense, and the way that the Celtics are going to play defense, he's going to have to knock down shots. Right? Like, that's going to be key.
They have no choice because I feel like you said in the beginning, I feel as though the more complete package for this matchup will be Boston. So like you said, they need to step up. Pascal, I am not worried about whatsoever. But I definitely need Kyle to have a good game and the rest of the core players. So,
and one of the things I'm worried about, too, and I mentioned this a few episodes ago, because of the injuries early on for Toronto, Pascal and VanVleet, those guys are playing heavy minutes. And
especially VanVleet.
Yeah. And we're now, by Christmas, we're going to be almost 30 games in.
This is it. After Christmas, it is on.
That's a lot of minutes by this point in the season. So,
and I feel like Fred VanVleet is not used to playing that amount of minutes.
That's what I'm saying. And when are we going to start seeing those diminished returns, right? Like, is it going to start affecting them now? And we're going to be like, I don't know.
Good point.
Toronto's starting to wobble a little bit.
Very good point.
So that concerns me. And then, December 15th, as we know, that opened the trade deadline day. So, what other moves could be potentially on the horizon for Toronto? Yeah. So I'm just curious. So those are things that I'm looking at, and those are the things I'm looking at from an interesting Nugget standpoint. I'm very curious. Will Drake be in attendance at Scotiabank Arena for this game? Well, only because it's Christmas, and I don't know. Like, I don't think he's on tour, but
no, I don't believe he is.
I don't think he's on tour.
He's chilling.
But is he going to be with family? Is he going to this? I mean, I'm just curious. Will Drake be in attendance?
Yes.
Is he going to wear a Santa outfit?
Yes.
What?
Good point. And also, FYI, from someone who covers heavy celebrity, let me tell you that get ready to see more celebrities than you would think in the stands at these games because these are marquee matchups. And I only say this because it is a known fact that a lot of celebrities take their end of the year vacations and breaks right now. They usually wrap up their schedules around Thanksgiving. They take a nice long holiday through the new year, and then they kick things off after New Year's. So get ready to see a lot of interaction, a lot of chatter. Check your Twitter because a lot's going to be trending.
All right. Now, as far as prediction, you picked Boston.
Yes. Tell me yours.
I have a...
Oh, are you going to... go the opposite way here?
See, here's the thing. My brain is telling me Boston, but just to be contrarian, I think I'm going to go Toronto.
Is that a word?
Yeah, contrarian. Yeah, no doubt.
Jesus, if you tell me to spell that thing. Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna go Toronto at home on Christmas Day. I think they're gonna
help them.
pull out the victory.
they do have a great
great
fan
home crowd.
base.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Toronto on that one.
Honestly, you might be right.
Well,
I'm a little nervous.
Well, we'll see.
I'm a little nervous. All right, moving on. Again, another great matchup. I personally
Is it a great matchup?
I personally think that this is going to be one of the ones that we call, a tough matchup. You're going to really get these players being,
No, it is. No, you're right.
This is going to be hard play
No,
here.
You're right. No, it
the
is. I'm teasing.
Bucks at the 76ers. Now, this is very important, guys, because this is potentially an Eastern Conference Finals matchup preview.
It is.
So we may see these two teams battling out for a long time to come, all right? It is fitting, obviously, that these two are battling it out on Christmas Day. Like I said, I think it's going to be a hard matchup. I think you're going to see Giannis Antetokounmpo and Joel Embiid, who has been showing out despite a little lulls, especially after he got criticized from the NBA
Right, TNT
crew. Yeah, but he came back and proved himself right. And I think it's going to be a tough matchup between those two. And let's just, again, reiterate that the starting five for the Sixers is all over like 6'7".
Yeah, it's a
with
monster defensive
most of them
lineup.
being 6'10". Let's be serious. So again, I have nothing but excitement for this. Again, I think it's going to be very close, and I think we need to pay close attention to this because again, this will be a matchup for years to come too.
Yeah.
So I'm most looking forward to seeing Giannis and Embiid going head to head, 1-on-1, and again, close matchup. And like we said, Giannis Antetokounmpo has been playing better than his MVP status. So, I mean,
it's kind of scary, actually.
It is scary, to be honest. And again, I'm still hoping that Ben Simmons is going to be taking more shots and hopefully making them. And that is that.
Prediction?
Oh gosh. Okay. I am going to go with, just because you know what? I am a homegrown Pennsylvania girl. I am going with my 76ers. You know I got a special place in my heart for them. I really do.
You do?
I'm going to go with 76ers, but again, I really think it's going to be close. I think I'm going to be sweating.
Though this, obviously, I was teasing. This is a good matchup. This is an excellent matchup.
Incredible.
I am very excited for this for a number of different reasons. The first thing being, here's what could potentially be on the line. The Bucks could be on a 22-game winning streak heading into this game.
And they're number one in their conference.
Yes, that's where they could be by the time this game kicks off or tips off. And you mentioned Giannis playing better than his MVP status. Here is something interesting about Giannis, and I'm going to contrast it with Embiid and what the TNT crew said. So Giannis had a game recently against the Grizzlies where he won. And the Grizzlies aren't a good team, but, it is what it is. And Giannis, after the game, said about this game against the Grizzlies, I marked this game against the Grizzlies because, and the reason why he marked it is because Bruno Caboclo plays on the Grizzlies. And in the FIBA game this summer, when Caboclo was playing for Brazil and Giannis was playing for Greece, the Greek team threw an alley-oop pass to Giannis, which Caboclo swatted out of the way. And when he swatted it, he stared down at Giannis when he swatted it and had something to say.
Yeah.
And Giannis said, I marked this on the calendar. Here's why I'm bringing that up. And this is no shade to Bruno Caboclo because, as we always say, you make the NBA, you're obviously good at basketball. Bruno Caboclo is nowhere near or in Giannis's class or level of player, right?
No.
But the fact that Giannis took that so personally and noted, and it wasn't even an NBA game, it was in a FIBA game, and he said, when I see that dude again, I'm coming to get him. And he dunked on him viciously in that game, and then Tottenham got a T in that game against the Grizzlies. And I say all that to say, you contrast that with what Chuck and Shaq had to say about Embiid. When you're going up against the other guy, are you here to really show out and be like, no, I'm that dude? Or are you just here for the showing and doing the what's up and I'm, saying whatever to the crowd.
Yep.
So I am so excited for this because Giannis has this game circled and he's like,
he's coming for him.
And he's like, oh, people talking about Embiid might be MVP this year? Pfft, we'll see about that.
Let me show you what's up.
Let me show you what's up. And I'm very excited to see how Giannis comes out. And now Embiid, with having that criticism and coming out and playing better since, what is he going to do in response?
I think both players have that same mentality in mind, that they have something to come out that day to prove. And like you said, a side note from the Christmas Day preview, that note that you made about Giannis, circling that on the calendar. I love that about him because it shows you kind of what you said. He's not here for the matchups that are only flashy or the only televised games. He took someone who's not even on his playing field and said, you're not going to do that to me. This is how much of a competitor I am, and I'm going to show you who I am. And he could have easily put his ego on his shoulder and been like, I already know I'm way better than him. I don't need this smoke. But he showed him, you're not going to do that to me.
And that is so interesting because that type of mentality is what...
That's a superstar.
It's a superstar, but it's also what, as you young kids like to say, what the old heads think about when they think about competition. The big thing that a lot of the retired players say about the NBA that they don't like, and they're very, most of them, when you're talking to them, they're very complimentary of the talent that all these young guys have and how good they are. But the one thing they talk about is the competitiveness and the competition level from the perspective of why is everybody so friendly with one another? He's like, when I see so-and-so, I want to punch him in the mouth and beat him. And that is the ethos you get from Giannis every time he steps on the floor. He's not trying to be friends with none of these dudes. He's not like, I'm not trying to work out with any of y'all in the summer. Like, none of that. I'm doing me, and I'm coming to show out. And remember, when the Bucks played the Clippers earlier in the season, he said, the Clippers are one of the best teams in the league. We got to show out. That was, again, Giannis being like, everybody's talking about the Clippers, and they got Paul George and Kawhi. They're going to be that team. We'll see what's up. And the Bucks blew them out, right? So Giannis is that old school mentality kind of guy, like a Michael Jordan, like these kinds of guys who will find the littlest slights and use that as fuel and motivation to move him forward. Because let's also be honest about something. For as much as we're hyping up Giannis and the Bucks, they had a disappointing season last year, right?
They did.
Best regular season record, Giannis the MVP, all that.
But
won the first 2 games against the Raptors, then lost the next 4.
Exactly.
Right? So, and that, as a competitor that Giannis is, and I want to be clear, I'm not saying that the other guys in the league aren't competitive. Giannis just shows his competitiveness in a different manner.
Yeah.
He took that loss very personally, and you can see it by the way he came out this season. He's like, we are going to the NBA Finals this year.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm excited to see that from the Milwaukee standpoint.
Yeah.
From the Philly standpoint, well, you mentioned all that size they have. I'm curious to see
use it.
What the defensive things are going to do to defensive adjustments and different plays are going to do to stop Giannis. Because look, they can put Embiid on him sometimes. They can put Ben Simmons on him.
Horford.
They can put Horford. They can put Tobias Harris on him. They could put Josh Richardson. I mean, they got they can put rookie Matisse Thybulle on him, who, by the way, has been playing really well for a rookie.
Give him that damn shout out. And you know what? That is what the Sixers have that nobody else really has. You can, like you said, move those players around to cover Giannis because that is the little trick that they have in their bag. That is what makes them special. So I really hope that Brett Brown uses the size, uses the height, and interchanges a little bit because I think if you stick one person on Giannis the whole game,
they're getting torched.
They're getting torched. They're getting gassed. Utilize your lineup and do a little bit of a rotation. Take the pressure off a lot of people there. I
also wondered too how much gamesmanship is going to be going on between both coaches. Identifying that this could be a playoff matchup and a conference finals preview. Do they want to let all their tricks out of the bag or save some stuff for later? Right. Exactly. So they may not deploy all their strategies. They may just deploy a few things here and there. So that I'm very excited for that matchup. You picked the Philadelphia 76ers.
I did. I think
I'm going to go with the Sixers too.
That's what I like to hear.
It's at Philly. You know, city of brotherly love. Ain't going to be no brotherly love on that day.
Heck no. You're probably going to see some NFL players in the crowd.
There might be some hard fouls. You know, I'm looking. I look forward to all the matchups, but I really, this one I'm kind of like, ooh, it's a little spicy.
Right.
So I want to see how it all plays out. I'm gonna lean with the Sixers on that one. So far you got Boston in the first game. I got Toronto. We both have Philly.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And yeah, guys, be on the lookout. Meek Mill might be home for the holidays in Philly, sitting courtside with his guy Michael Rubin.
That's right.
I'm telling you, it's going to be fun.
Little Meek Mill. AI might be in the house. Who knows?
Hey, I hope
Who
so.
knows? Who knows?
I love AI. He's the best. Okay, well, let's talk about this, I guess. You like that?
You're like, oh, well.
Alrighty.
So is this next game where you
If
might...
you need to go to the bathroom, guys, go now.
Is this the next game where you're like, I might get up and go have a snack? And
This is the game where I'm going to be with my niece. This is a game where I'm going to be with my niece.
I mean, you're going to watch it, but you're going to...
Oh, 100%.
But you're going to be a little bit more like...
I want to watch it because I want to see a certain bearded man drop 60, but that's it. And as you know, that little teaser there can tell you that the Houston Rockets are traveling to the Bay to visit the Golden State Warriors. And you know what, guys? I mean, come on. You know what? This would have been the marquee matchup if the Golden State Warriors weren't a dumpster fire this season. Because these guys have played some epic battles over the past few seasons. Obviously, the Rockets famously have lost to the Warriors so many times in the playoffs. So, but not on Christmas Day. And you guys already know my answer. I think the Rockets are going to take it. I think James Harden is going to drop a massive amount of points, which isn't a surprise anymore. And with that point, I am not downplaying his game, as we always point out, but we are going to see him show out. It's a major game for him, major platform, and I think although the Rockets know that the Warriors are a dumpster fire, they're still going to come out hard, and they're going to make sure they secure that W, because if they lose on this day to this team, that rivalry is still
do you imagine?
Cemented in their minds.
It'll be like, man, you still can't beat this Warriors team.
Exactly.
It don't matter if nobody plays for them. It's that jersey. It's got kryptonite.
It does. Exactly. They're going to the Bay, and although it may not be the same arena they have lost time and time in again, they want to put their stamp on this game. They're going to take the W. And do I think the Warriors are going to come out and play hard and give them a run for their money? Of course, but it's no match for the Beard and his ISO game, the one-legged three, and
step backs, all that.
60 points has kind of been like a walk in the park for him these days.
Yeah.
So that's that.
He might drop a 60 burger.
And that's all I have to say.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about this matchup? God, I really wish that, because the NBA, they have some flexibility in terms of flexing games out, but they won't be till later in the season. I wish they could have flexed this game off the schedule.
I know.
But the problem is they couldn't flex it because
you got to keep the Rockets on Christmas Day.
I'm keep the Rockets, but there are only 5 games on Christmas, and it's these 5, so there's no other game to flex in there. So that's why they can't change this game. No shade to the Warriors fans in the Bay, but
no, but it's not their year.
Ain't nobody trying to see Eric Paschall and D'Angelo Russell. Like, sorry, like I'm just saying.
Sorry.
I mean, no.
You know what? Maybe they will put Clay in the booth and we'll get some entertainment out of it.
But he had to be in the national booth, not the because he's the regional stuff.
We'll
so
put him anywhere. Damn it, we need some entertainment.
Yeah, again, I'm with you. I think Harden drops at least 50.
At least. Isn't that insane though?
Oh.
Think about what you just said.
Yeah.
Harden drops at least 50.
He's just on this scoring tear right now, and lately, to everyone's chagrin, who loves to chide him, it ain't from the free throw line. Dropped another 50-something points recently. Only went to the free throw line 6 times in this game.
If y'all can see me, I just gave you that Dikembe Mutombo
finger wag.
Yeah,
no, he's showing the full repertoire of his game, and offensively, he might be one of the 5 greatest offensive players we've ever seen. Like that is the type of stuff he's doing right now from an offensive production standpoint.
And let me just say this really quick too. I was, obviously doing my research for this episode, and I saw a lot of different, fellow journalists giving their Christmas Day game previews, and a lot of pieces I saw. Obviously, you have to include this tidbit, but it was like, rating on if you'd watch it or not.
Yeah.
Oh, who knows if a lot of people will tune in because not a lot of people like Harden's style of play and the iso ball. Shut up. And I don't mean shut up to my fellow journalists. I know you have to include that. I mean all the people, all the haters watching. You watch that game and you embrace that scoring tear.
Well, what's interesting? And again, I can understand for some people the idea of you don't like a heavy isolation-based game, okay? Like, that's fine. I will also implore you to be like, all of those of you who are saying that, you best not be Kobe or Michael Jordan fans because heavy isolation are what those two did. So I don't want to hear none of that from any of you Kobe stands out there. Okay?
He already managed to call out the Kobe stands, and this pod has nothing to do about Kobe. I love it.
Listen, I got to stay on brand. gotta stay on brand. Please stop your madness. Okay, stop it. That's fine if you're someone who's like, I prefer ball movement, all that, fine, all well and good.
Okay.
But what is undeniable is what this man is doing from an offensive production standpoint. And I'm not going to rehash it because you can go back through our archives and hear all the statistical breakdown from not only an advanced analytics standpoint, from a traditional standpoint, and then just from the eye test. Turn on a game and just watch. Again, particularly the most recent games where he's not going to the free throw line. He gets the ball at the top of the key. They cannot guard him out there.
Nope.
Cannot.
Absolutely not.
So it's awesome. Again, this one's an easy one. Rockets.
Exactly. Moving on to a much better note. I'm shaking.
So the other game, you'll be with your niece, playing, kind of watching the game. If you guys will eat a little bit, you might feed her some.
This one I'm going to toss her to her parents. Take her. I love you. Take the damn baby. I got to concentrate. You guys know the matchup we're about to talk about. The Los Angeles Clippers at the Los Angeles Lakers. Neither team's got to travel much this game. It is going to be good vibes. And speaking of Kobe, hopefully we'll see him courtside, standing ovation, because I know I'll be giving him one from Pennsylvania.
Lord. Here we go. Mamba
All
mentality.
right, guys. Oh, my gosh, I am shaking. This is going to be, in my opinion, my little tidbit, the best defensive matchup. We are going to see these two teams at the top of their conference, the Lakers and the Clippers. The defense is what I am going to be looking out for in this matchup. I am going to be looking at LeBron James and AD up against the defensive madness of the Clippers with Beverly, Williams, Kawhi Leonard, PG-13. I mean, that is what this matchup is going to be based on. Obviously, we're going to see every superstar. Can you imagine? All these superstars, PG-13, everyone that I just named are going to match up. This is the Lakers. This is the LA rivalry you all have been waiting for.
It's here.
Now, this is also important because not only is it a marquee matchup, but these are two top title contenders. Okay.
Could be the Western Conference Finals preview.
Exactly. Another preview that you all need to keep on your radar. Again, I'm going to throw that baby to her parents. Make sure she's safe, of course. But this is what I'm going to be looking for. I want to see defense, and I need to see the Lakers, who I have winning this matchup, shutting down this defense and trying to really move around it and hopefully have a high-scoring game. Now, I have the Lakers winning because Kawhi Leonard has been in and out with knee soreness.
Right.
So I don't know how he's going to play, and I hope they play him.
Oh, yeah, he'll play this game.
I mean, he'll play this game,
but
like I said, he's been in and out with knee soreness. He's not going to play the Bulls before that.
No.
I just got a notification, so
definitely not.
I think in the end, despite the defensive terror that the Clippers are, I think LeBron James and AD are going to reach in their bag and do what they do because LBJ knows that this is his game.
So
he knows.
This is, I'm with you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm very excited for this matchup. What has surprised me about the Lakers so far this season isn't what LeBron James and Anthony Davis are doing offensively. Like, anybody could tell you that the James Davis pick and roll would be the most lethal combination. Like, good luck stopping that. Like,
even the alley-oop passes.
I don't know what you're doing against that. Like, that's whatever.
Yeah.
What I've been surprised by is defensively how good the Lakers have been this season.
I'm very impressed. I was nervous.
LeBron is fully engaged on that end of the floor. And listen, both teams know it's a quote-unquote statement game, right?
Amen. That is the perfect way to describe it.
The Clippers did put the smackdown on them to start the season, right?
That
was the opening game of the season,
but
and
the
Clippers
Lakers
won.
have improved.
And that was without Paul George. The Clippers won that game. So what I'm looking at, interestingly enough, I think the stars are going to do star things, right? They're going to find a way to have their imprint on the game. PG-13, fun guy Kawhi, AD, and Bron are going to do their thing. What I'm looking at are, as Shaq likes to say, the others. What are the Lakers' others going to do against that Sweet Lou, Montrezl Harrell pick and roll coming off the bench?
And let us note that we have Kyle Kuzma still out with an ankle sprain that he can't shake.
Kuzma's out.
Big part of that team, too.
Kuzma's out, right? Dwight Howard, what is Montrezl going to be able to neutralize him and grab rebounds? Is AD going to exploit Zubac? Like the fringe guys. How is Pat Beverly going to put his imprint on this game from a defensive standpoint, right? Is he able to knock down open corner threes when he gets that shot? Well, the Lakers players who get open threes able to knock them down. That's what I'll be very curious to see. Those passing lanes. LeBron is the best person at passing the ball on the move through these tight windows in NBA games. He'll come down.
You don't even see
hit
it
through the lane, and he'll whip it cross court and the window is literally like minuscule. Only he can do that, and it's brilliant. When those windows are a little bit tighter now with the Claw and PG out there and Bev and these other guys.
Well, that window, Kawhi's fingers stretch through that window. So,
like, are you gonna be able to get? Are those passes gonna get picked off? Like, are we gonna get a fingernail on it just to tip it and put the trajectory off by just a minuscule amount? These are the interesting things that I'm gonna be looking at. I'm very hyped for this. It could be a conference finals preview. In my preseason predictions, I did not pick the Lakers to go to the conference finals. I'm looking very wrong so far. But, we don't know what could happen.
You never know.
You never know. But I'm excited for this matchup, and I'm going to go with the Clippers because, one, to be contrarian. Two, I like more of the Clippers others than the Lakers others.
That is a great point.
And I want to see both teams fully engaged for this game, what that might look like.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everybody's going to have their A game on Christmas Day for these two.
I can't imagine, and I don't want to say it's not about people not playing hard, whatever, but I can't imagine people that these guys don't come out and really do it. Top level. Because remember, for these 5 games, the NBA has no game scheduled on Christmas Eve. So everyone will have a day off in between.
Rest.
Right now, your day off may involve you traveling the night of the 23rd back to wherever you're going to be. Right? So you may be landing on Christmas Eve morning at 3 a.m. In whatever city you're in because there's games on the 23rd, but you're not playing on the 24th. So so you'll get a nice chance to get some good food, get in that hyperbaric chamber, get some rest, and I want to see these guys show out on this day.
Exactly. There's probably not going to be one seat open. LeBron James is going to turn on the comm app on the 24th, pass it around to the team, tell them, you better study the goddamn app so you don't piss me off on this day. And they're going to go out there. It is, guys, please, even if you are the casual fan, take a minute to watch this game. What you will witness, I can guarantee you, is something special.
So let's just do a quick thing for the casual fans out there, right? So for those of you, if you're on the Eastern time zone, that Lakers-Clippers game is at 8. And if you're obviously on the West Coast, it's at 5.
Yeah.
So either way, it could be right smack in the middle of or around family dinner. Give or take, depending on where you are. But,
don't care.
Tell mom eat in front of the TV.
Yeah.
If you had to choose, and I know we didn't go to the last game yet, would you say this game, if you had to only pick one and you're a casual fan, would you say this is the game that the casual fan has to watch?
Yes, 100% hands down.
More so than Bucks
game.
Sixers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a close one,
okay.
But this is the one you want to see. If you want a star-studded, show out, dunks in your face, alley-oops like crazy, defensive, hard, bang you up in the post matchup, Christmas Day, Lakers, Clippers is what you want.
Okay, that's the one you're thinking.
Absolutely.
I may agree with you. I don't think. I'm wondering from a pure basketball standpoint, like X's and O's. No. I think it could be.
It could.
I think the Lakers.
You're going to see more flashy.
I think the Sixers, Celtics are a close second in terms of X and O. I think.
For sure.
Although
you're right.
The Sixers are a little clunky in offense, so maybe not them. Sixers Bucks. That might be a little bit better. Although maybe might be better X's and O's. Toronto Boston might be better X's and O's actually.
X's and O's, I think you're right, is going to be Toronto Boston. Yeah. I think defensive matchups, star-studded, flashy moments.
Lakers Clippers.
At your LA teams. Okay. And then with the Bucks and the Sixers, you're going to get a good game.
Yeah.
You can't fail with those three, but casual fan, you want that
Lakers.
LA matchup.
Okay, fair enough.
Hard.
All right, and our last one. Which one is it?
This is interesting. This is very interesting. The New Orleans Pelicans at the Denver Nuggets. Again, I think it's another slept-on matchup because the Pelicans, number one, are still trying to find their footing. We don't have Zion back, which is what we want to see.
Will we be unwrapping a Zion present on Christmas
what?
Day?
I wouldn't doubt if the Pelicans are keeping that under wraps and then throwing him out there Christmas Day, even if he gets a little light. Restricted minutes game. We want to see Zion. This is a big day for the NBA. We might get that present. And again, you guys are going to have to keep your eye on this matchup too as the last one of the day because we're sleeping on the Nuggets, I think, a little bit. We have Nikola Jokic, who could be in the MVP conversation this season. We don't know. Like we said, he's been playing a little bit, not as well, up to par.
Right.
But I think it's going to be a good one. I mean, you still have, Jamal Murray. You have Lonzo Ball. You have Brandon Ingram. You have your Pelicans core that they're fun. I like the Pelicans. I mean, my most interesting nugget is going to be, the question mark around Zion. I think that's why a lot of people are going to tune into this. I think we want to see him.
So we're going to know ahead. Oh, sorry. Who are you picking?
Ooh, tough. Okay, I'm going to go with the Pelicans.
Wow, nice. Pelicans pulling the upset. So with Zion, I doubt we see him on Christmas because he hasn't done any on-court work yet. So he's going to have to have a miraculous turnaround before that game,
Absolutely.
Right? So I don't see that happening, and that's unfortunate because, Zion had a lot of buzz around him. However, I do think this game is interesting from a variety of perspectives. Brandon Ingram has been showing out for the Pelicans all season. I mean, no coincidence. This is also a contract year for Brandon Ingram, right? So he knows,
my ass is on the line.
he's looking to make sure teams know that.
Let's play ball.
Hey, I can hoop here. And to be fair to him, he is playing well. And once he got out of that Lakers environment,
especially after that lull,
and it's no shade to the Lakers, but listen, it's hard when you're a young player and you're constantly in trade rumors. Is Bron want him here? There's that. They don't got that problem in New Orleans. He's just playing ball, and he's averaging 25 and 7, and he's an automatic bucket. He's doing really, really well. I like what I'm seeing. What's interesting about the Pelicans is that Drew Holiday has not been playing as well as we all thought he was going to play.
And who Drew Holiday lets note to listeners that the Pelicans have been adamant that he is the face of this team.
Yeah, he has not been playing like the face of the team.
Where is he?
Yeah,
Zion has been more of the face.
He's been having. I mean, Brandon Ingram's really been the face, right?
Really, true. Yeah, and you know what? Really quick before we move on from that, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No.
Brandon Ingram, let me just note, he's been playing amazing. He knows there's pressure because it's a contract year. Mm-hmm. He recently came out and admitted that he suffered a little bit from, some lower thoughts while in LA. Mm-hmm. And LA is a very hard place to be, whether it's LeBron James there or not. And when you put LeBron James in LA, it's a very hard place for a young player to be.
He shines hotter than 10,000 suns.
Oh, my gosh. Right? He is hotter than the damn equator. So, if y'all don't know, it's very hot up in there. But, yeah. So, anyway, I just want to say that, kudos to Brandon Ingram. I'm glad. I'm happy for him. Go ahead.
So, the Pelicans, so that they've got some things they have to look through. I'm also concerned about Lonzo Ball. What
is going on with Lonzo?
And shout out to True Hoops David Thorpe, who wrote an interesting article about Ball. Ball has a lot of the skills. He can blow by you off the dribble and get to the rim and finish. He isn't doing it at the level he should be doing it at. Yeah. And the concern that Coach Thorpe mentioned was he probably doesn't want to shoot free throws because he ain't that good at free throws, and he's embarrassed by it. And it's all these weird things. Him, Simmons, which, by the way, funny that the only time I mentioned Simmons on this podcast, and we mentioned Simmons, besides the one where I said he could play defense, potentially switched on Giannis, is him not shooting. You said it in the preview about the Sixers, and I just said it because I'm going to connect him to Lonzo Ball, who has the same shooting woes at the free throw line. Isn't that crazy? Two of the more talented players in the NBA, and they're just so confounding. We're like, what's going on with you two?
Yeah, and we forget, Lonzo Ball was the number one pick in the draft. One of the best passers we've seen from a young player, and I'm not seeing enough out of him. Where is he?
It's the 3-point shot has been better, which is good, but he's still not shooting enough of them.
No.
And he's not. Listen, my man, just drive to the rim. Like, who
Just
cares
do
if
it.
you missed
Who
the free
the hell
throw?
cares?
Just keep shooting it.
Yeah, just
And
try.
look,
Nobody's gonna knock you
Easier
for
to said,
getting there.
easier said than done because
True.
we don't play, and you Jenna, you and I know the minute they start doing that
Yep.
and they're missing, you know what social media is going to do.
Oh, it's
going to
a
be a meme
firestorm.
fest, and it's going to be constant. But
And not to
Hey,
mention,
man.
what is the one thing that these players that we're talking about with these lulls, although they're so talented, is it's that they're very young. These players are developing. Their minds are developing. I mean, I don't blame them for catching a little embarrassment for the things that go on, especially, and I always stick up for Ben Simmons. He's my guy, but we have to admit he took a lot of heat for that shot, which, as he should have. But, we give these players a lot of flack.
we do, but we have to also be fair and critical of them when it's time to be critical.
Absolutely.
And the thing about it is because that's the thing that's particularly in Simmons' case, and we'll get back to this Pelicans Nuggets matchup.
Yeah.
That's what's holding him back.
Yeah.
The minute, forget about knocking them down at a consistent rate. Just shoot the ball.
That's it. Just try. That's all I want you to do is try. That's all. Please.
Think about it. Giannis doesn't have a jump shot either, right? Like, just shoot. He kept shooting it. It'll come eventually. Just shoot the thing. Moving on. So the Nuggets, the Pelicans. There's some.
I want to hear your take a little bit on the Nuggets.
So now back to the Nuggets.
That's your guy.
Back to the Nuggets.
Jokic.
My thing with I love Jokic, and we talked about it on this pod. He was out of shape to start the season. Let's just be fair and call it what it is. He's been playing a little bit better of late. I want to see more from him. Look, he was the first team All-NBA center last season. I want to see that kind of production. And this is the game for the casual NBA fan. Now, it's going to be on late, 10:30 tip Eastern time.
Yeah.
So you might be like, if you're having turkey, you're on tryptophan, or you're in a food coma because you
Falling asleep a little bit.
Right? I understand because
You could miss this one.
a lot of
if you
wine,
want.
but Jokic is the best passing big man in the game. I want you to check that. Jamal Murray is sort of one of those players on the Nuggets. Him and Gary Harris. Like, I like them a lot as players. There's something that I'm just kind of like, do I think they're better than they are? Do we maybe collectively think they're better than they are? I don't know. But there's something where I'm like, and they're good, but I'm like, you're not as good as I think maybe you should be. But maybe they're as good as that's who they are. I don't know.
The Pelicans,
The Nuggets, you mean?
the Nuggets. But back to I have a point about the Pelicans after that.
Okay,
That's
so
why
yeah.
I said that.
So that's why I'm kind of humming about them. What I would love to see, and this, is can my boy Michael Porter Jr. get some minutes?
I hope so. I hope so. That would be my Christmas present.
Yes, that would be a wonderful present. Coach Malone, this will be a wonderful present to the 7-footer staff. Let's see MPJ get some minutes.
Yes.
I really like this young man. We did interview him we did 2 quick minute segment on a recent episode, so you guys should check that out. He's got so much talent, and I think again it'll be nice for the casual fan to see him get some minutes, and you can see possibly, hopefully, some of the flashes that you're like, yo, this kid, he's the goods.
We have so much more to see from him. We
Without
really
question.
do, and we don't realize, or some people don't realize, but we do.
Without question. So, and my prediction is Nuggets take this one at home.
Okay, I see that because there are, and that my thought that I was saying before, there's just so much more development to come from the Pelicans. They haven't found their footing yet.
Yeah.
They're fun, though. They have a lot of great pieces. I'm excited.
And, I think the Zion thing has been a damper, right? Like, I don't think they expected that.
has.
Like, obviously, you
They
don't
didn't.
predict injuries. They kind of just happen.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit of a damper.
Yeah.
But hopefully, we get to see him play soon, and that'll really re-energize everyone around tuning into the Pelicans.
Yes. Really quick, before we wrap it up, let's, if you don't mind, rapid fire, go through this lineup again and repeat our predictions.
Yep, sounds good.
And if you have a quick tidbit, say it quick, and we'll do it.
Cool.
Just to give you guys a last kind of note of how we feel about Christmas, and then we want you guys to send us your predictions.
Cool.
Okay. First matchup, Boston at Toronto. I have Boston winning this. I am very excited to see Kemba show out against this team, and let's see what Pascal Siakam can do.
I'm going with the Raps and Coach Nick Nurse greater than Brad Stevens at me.
Yo! I am not mad at all. There is something about Nick Nurse that just makes me smile. Okay. Milwaukee Bucks at 76ers. I'm a PA girl. I'm going to go with my 76ers. I am most excited to see how the length of the Sixers starting five over, 6'10", can shut down Giannis. And I want to see Giannis and Embiid go up against each other one-on-one. I want a hard bang-up post match.
Sixers for me as well, and it's the same thing. I want to see what Giannis does against the different myriad of looks he's going to get from the 76ers defensively.
Amen. The Houston Rockets at the Warriors, although this has been a sizzling matchup because the Rockets, we said have had a hangover from their losses to the Warriors. Rockets are easily taking the dub against the Dubs, and I think I'm going to say the Beard's going to drop 65. I'm going to go with 65.
Rockets with the win, Beard with 60.
Nice. Love it. All right. The LA rivalry that we're going to see a conference preview here. Clippers, Lakers. I think Lakers are going to take it, but let's not underestimate. This is going to be the best defensive matchup of the day, and let's see how the Lakers can get around the defense of the Clippers.
I'm taking the Clips. I want to see, a lot of the talk was the Lakers sort of quote unquote fattened up on the soft part of their schedule to race out to this this big lead in the Western Conference. Okay, we got the Clippers now. Everybody's going to be at full strength. Let's see what goes on.
And let's do it. All right, last matchup of the day, the night game, the Pelicans at the Nuggets. I picked the Pelicans. I may be wrong, but I have faith in this little team that could. They're not so little. They're still working out their growing pains. And it would be a nice Christmas present to see Zion getting some minutes. But, as we said, too, I need to get Michael Porter Jr. on the court. So, you know what? This will be a cute little fun matchup.
Cute little fun matchup.
Little lackluster, but you know what? I'm excited.
I'm going Nuggets because they're just, right now a better team. Jokic, everybody we just mentioned. I hope that Coach Malone gives me a Michael Porter Jr. present and gives him some minutes in
Absolutely.
this game.
And guys, check out last week's episode too because Jarod interviewed Michael Porter Jr. We did a new segment, quick 2-minute hit. I like it. I love it. And let's bring it back more.
Yeah.
And go take a listen to that.
Absolutely. And, Merry Christmas to all of the 7-footers family out there.
Yes. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy
Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, all of that.
All of that.
Hope everybody is able to spend time with people they love and just really rest, relax, charge up, get yourself geared up and get your mind frame right to attack 2020 and make it the best year possible.
Absolutely. And on a quick note too, set your goals, and although Christmas or this holiday season is about presents, give back. I gave back the other day. Shout out to DSW and the 360i marketing team. I gave back. I donated shoes to the less fortunate. And you know what? It's a damn good feeling.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah. It's the season of giving people, and it's a season of hope. And let's all do our best to spread a little bit of that out there. Happy holidays again from the 7-footers, and we will see you in 2020.
Absolutely, and you guys know what's up. Rate, review, subscribe, follow us.
You know where to do it. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Shout out to Gotham Podcast, CLNS Media, all that. At JS Hector, at Jenna Lemoncelli, at 7-footers Pod.
The number 7. Don't forget that. It's very important. All right, guys. Peace.
Spent a couple years out here with these raps, trying to have a plan that we made come true. Applied to some jobs, but I ain't here back. I don't wanna trap, what's a man gon' do? Chevy told me come through to the spot. Got a little kickback, bring the whole crew. Right around 10, came dressed to the nines. You already know what we really finna do when we pull up on the scene. Pull up on the scene, pull up on the scene. Yeah, we pull up on the scene. See, my life is a movie. Pull up on the scene, did it so smoothly. Pull up on the scene. Mario Kart when I'm out on the road. Only out for peaches and getting that crave. Cash rules everything except me, nigga. And I like to think that you know what that means. Deep is the ocean with all these flows. Trying to start a wave here with all these streams. You should drink more cause the flow's so water. A gallon a day is only 8.16. Please don't test me, the ACT. Really not the best way you can measure my speed. Drive still gone even when I'm off course. Man, move so that